love all of our players. Freddie, nice guy.
Look, the crack of that bat. Nothing more beautiful than that.
Baseball is such an important part of our family.
That's the beautiful game of baseball right there. You win some, you truly lose some.
I just want somebody to talk Dodgers to me.
Oh, and just to annoy us.
Oh my God.
We've come full circle, y'all. He put back the glasses on, and I think that's just a prime moment that we should cheers to our last episode of season 1.
Wow.
To the Dodgers winning the World Series, to our podcast truly winning for a first season.
We did win.
I mean, and I'm just so excited to see where next season takes us and leads. And God.
And
cheers
as
to
we
the Dodgers.
wished for, we are ending on 42 episodes, which, just like how this season has gone, been pretty perfect.
Yeah.
And so I got my Jackie shirt on again.
There's meaning in all of it.
We do rewear outfits on the
Guys,
podcast.
we're real people.
We're okay with that. But
also, this is like real. This is real life. I'm sorry, we don't have stylists.
no,
Well, actually,
this
I
is
kinda
just
do.
season 1, guys.
I kind of do have a stylist. It's Melissa
and my sister.
and Sam.
So
We do have a stylist. Her name is Sam.
I did go over there and say, I want to wear this t-shirt, outfit me around it. And so cheers to the season, cheers to the Dodgers winning the World Series, and to us sitting in these chairs. Well, I guess we weren't sitting in them 42 times, but
almost. You know, a roundish number in there.
Mhm.
Something like that.
Adam, sunglasses and all.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers. We don't even get a cheers or an acknowledgement
He
from
just
him.
silence, dead silence back
Normal.
there. But
I'm busy getting drunk.
Adam's got the whole bottle back there.
you know what? It is New Year's Eve.
Mhm.
We're coming to you from the office, and
Home base.
in our sparkles, you know, we have to finish it the way we began.
Mm-hmm.
Although we weren't drinking during the first episode.
We've
But
never drank.
Actually, this is our first and only episode of us drinking actual alcohol. So this is fun.
I know.
And I'm a lightweight, so who knows
Me
where this will be
too.
in about an
The
hour
only
and a half.
time we've drank champagne was
When
a
Freddie-
bottle way nicer than this one
Yeah, that was
at Frank's house.
It was a nice little bottle of Dom Perignon when Freddie met Gibby. And it was
wow.
real nice.
Thank you, Frank, for letting us record here every week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for...
Thanks, Kennedy Marshall, for being another character in this podcast.
I know. Our unofficial lovely host. That is KM. Oh,
And for introducing us all. We never,
Yeah.
none of us would have met each other without having had a job here at one point.
Yeah.
So,
That's
this home base is very perfect for the podcast.
It really is.
And now do we just get into it? Oh, wait.
Yes.
Welcome back to Talk Dodgers to me.
Episode 42.
42.
Woohoo. Guys.
And another little toast, because
We're back. Cheers.
why not?
Because episode 42 deserves many a toast.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, fun fact,
What?
42 is the opposite of 24, which is the year we're ending. I don't know, guys.
You and the numbers.
I'm here for some weird, fun number facts. I don't know.
My
I
mom just
thought of
told
that,
me her
though.
lucky number is 25. So going into 2025,
Ooh.
I'm already feeling lucky. I did,
like that.
for the first time in my life, buy lottery tickets for that Mega Million.
Oh, yeah. Did you win?
No,
No.
nothing. I bought 3 for my sister, my mom, and I.
My friend Ashley also bought one recently. And she was like, if I win, I'll pay for your wedding. And I was like, girl, let's have you win.
Someone in California won.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, I should be more risky and gamble. I don't do that. He does. So, real quick, because I don't know, I think we maybe recorded once after that, but we went to Tahoe for the film festival early December,
Mm-hmm.
and this dude won like $1,800 at craps. He went home with like, I think $1,000 or $1,200. And I was
What?
like, bro, why didn't you let me know so I could get in on that? Because like, that's put it to the wedding fund.
Adam?
Right?
Okay, but I always wonder, whenever someone wins, how much did they put down? How much did they lose?
He put $100.
I put $100 down and I walked out with like $1,200. So
No big
I'm
deal.
like, how do I do that?
Can
How
you
do I do
just
that?
listen to him right now?
Yeah, it's
All
ridiculous.
cool, calm, and collected.
Ay,
Champagne
ay, ay.
bottle, one hand, sunglasses, drinking that champagne.
Just living the life.
I'll
back
say
there.
one surprise out of this podcast has been Adam's presence on the podcast.
I know people love him.
It has really
love him.
become one of my favorite parts of it, our banter with Adam.
Yeah. I will say I like how it is like fortified even more so like our friendship
Mm-hmm.
through this. Because yes, we're colleagues and coworkers and stuff, but I can genuinely say that I enjoy hanging out with Adam, as condescending as he may be at times.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good dude down there. Like,
He is.
a little deeper inside, but it's in there.
He's really become one of my best friends.
Aww.
Am I yours too? No comment back there.
Once again, silence.
Our weekly edit sessions are really fun.
Thanks for the compliments.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Do we get any?
We don't get any back, but
Adam, come on, tell us something.
We'll receive them.
Or we're not continuing.
We're not continuing the podcast?
Until you
end the
tell us
podcast
until
right
you
here,
tell us
right
a
now.
compliment.
What am I supposed to say?
All right,
Lying?
moving on.
Lying?
Anyway, one of my favorite numbers is also 25. So me and your mom
Oh.
got that. Partly because my birthday's on the 25th,
That makes sense.
and now we're going into year 25. I know, right? And I'm
Winning
getting
the
married
World
5
Series
days
again?
later after the 25th.
Wow.
So I don't know. There's some numbers in there.
Thank you to Jill for my new notebook.
Look at that. It's so cute.
You know what's funny?
It's so great.
My
I love
little
it.
Dodgers notebook that I've written
Yeah.
down everything for season 1.
Is it if you filled it?
I filled every page. And so she remembered that and made me this, which was very, very sweet.
I love that.
And I already wrote 6 pages in it.
As Melissa would, and I'm not surprised in the slightest. Okay, wait. So tell me how was your holiday? It was very chill, I think.
Mhm.
And how was being back home in New Jersey?
Well, as you guys know, a lot of highs and lows for
Mhm.
sure, but we definitely made the best of Christmas, and I wore Nana's sweater.
I saw that. It
And
looks really great on you.
Thank you. I actually took home a lot of Nana's stuff. I drank out of her coffee mug this morning. I wear her necklace and Nini's necklace and earrings every day, so I always feel like I have family with me.
She's a part of you.
For sure. And it was really nice, very chill. And then we went over to my cousins on my other side, and we had so much fun. We did a white elephant, and the theme was funny. So it was whoever's gift garnered the biggest laugh.
Oh my God.
So it was just hilarious. And I'm so grateful for my close relationship with my cousins and how much we make time for each other. We do a cousins night every year.
love that.
And I love them so much. So if you're listening, love you guys. Can't wait for cousins night next year.
Ooh, in 360 something days. 60?
But yeah, it was bittersweet to leave, but I was ready.
Yeah.
I was ready to come back.
Nice. Well, we're
And
glad to have you back.
Excited for this coming year. Very exciting. How was yours?
It was great. It was nice and chill. I didn't do a whole lot, which was really wonderful and very necessary and needed after a very busy last 4 or 5 months, year, God only knows. Nick and I we really just spent it with each other, and we went on a walk in the morning, and then we made breakfast, and we just hung out. We watched football, which was lovely because there's no baseball on Christmas, but there was football, and I took it. And yeah, we just kind of chilled, hung out. We did puzzle, which, by the way, I have my second puzzle of the holiday, because I always do puzzles during the holiday with the downtime. And I have a Dodger puzzle
Really?
that I'm going to start
fun.
tomorrow, and I'm very excited about
What's
it.
the picture?
It's a baseball with the Dodgers logo through it, so
Oh,
I'm
nice.
excited about that.
You can frame that. I
I
like when
could.
people do that.
I know, I
It's a
could.
good idea.
Could bring it in. We could put it in the background or something, maybe. Who knows? Put it somewhere. But so yeah, it was really chill. Mainly, as much as we would have loved to have been with family, and being our first, and with all the travel that's happened, and we have travel coming up again in January. It just was nice to be chill and be together, and all the family is obviously traveling for the wedding in April in Italy. So we just were like, everyone save your money and we'll see you then. So yeah, it was good.
Lots of things to look forward to.
Adam, how was your holiday? How was being home?
Moving on.
That good. It was that good. Adam really loves LA. Oh, man. Well,
we have lots to talk about today.
We do.
We both rewatched the 2024 Dodgers season highlights last night.
It's like an hour and a half long video, by the way.
Yeah.
And I was in it.
I was jumping up and down again. I started crying in all the parts I originally cried at. And I can't wait to talk about it all.
Me too. You know what I realized while rewatching it that I really just like solidified even more so what I feel like this team like represents is you watch these highlights and it's name after name after name. And like, yeah, we have the big stars and it's, you hear Shohei's name, you hear Mookie's name, you hear Freddie's name, but there were so many other dudes that did things that mattered or that were important. And it just reconfirms the team aspect. I mean, obviously the game is always based around a team, but it just goes to show that no one superstar is what accomplishes greatness and what accomplishes World Series and the thing that you're striving for as a team. And it just made me love this team so much more all over again, is rewatching those highlights and hearing name after name and just being like, oh, every single person mattered. Every single person had a part to play. And I just couldn't be more proud of those guys. I'm getting teary-eyed and emotional just thinking about it because you're watching that and you're just like, oh, like these guys are, they're awesome. And they're led by one of the greatest of them all, and that's Dave Roberts. And I just, watching him manage this season I really don't think he's done it any better. Like, this was his best season of managing, in my personal opinion.
I also love to listen to the guys talk about him and really pay him the respect he deserves. Aww. And you know what I will say? One thing from being back home, and just to add to what you were saying, that's also one of my favorite things. And I always thought that unless you're a Dodger fan, you don't really realize that. People hate on the Dodgers because we're this star-studded team with lots of money and we always win. Yes, we do, and we are. But it's not always the top 3 MVP guys that are making us win games. Yeah. And when I was back home and, you know, everybody's talking to me about the podcast and how excited they are for me, and they're all Yankee fans or they're Mets fans. Aww. So to hear them talk about our team, and I got a little annoyed during after the World Series when everyone's hating on the Yankees, and it's like, how about give your respect to the Dodgers for what they did the whole series?
Yeah. How we dominated a great team.
Like, yeah, they had lots of errors, but we made it work. And it was our guys just being on their game every single game. And for like my family members and family friends to acknowledge that and to say that what I was most surprised at by the Dodgers were the bottom of the lineup. Yeah. And all the pitchers coming in and out and your bullpen. And it wasn't really at all Mookie, Freddie. Yes, everyone's talking about Freddie, but I really appreciated that to have those conversations and for them to really admire this team. And every single one of them were like, the better team won. You guys deserved it. And I didn't know what I was walking into with Yankee and Mets fans around me.
That's true.
And they could just be hating on the Dodgers, but it wasn't at all. They were really happy about it. And all of them were just like, yeah, the better team won. So that was cool.
I love that. I mean, they're not wrong. So.
I know. I was just listening and
like we've lost in years past and rightfully so. We deserved to. It's what I've had to accept this year with what you were hearing earlier when stupid Adam back there was chanting the Michigan.
Where did the nice
chant?
Where did the nice?
You never gave us.
You never responded.
You had your opportunity.
We've reverted back to like
stupid Adam.
Stupid Adam. He's back again. When he was chanting the Michigan fight song because we lost today, and by we I mean Alabama. Just not we're not the form we once were, and it's been a hard revelation to go back to watching because it's been nice being dominant for quite a while. And, you know, I can rightfully say that we didn't deserve to win today and or pretty much most this season. It was a dumpster fire watching that football team that I love, yet I will always still love them. But so the Dodgers have had moments in the past where like we didn't deserve to win as much as I would have loved us to. And this year I can genuinely say we deserved that win in every
But doesn't it make
aspect.
this win even sweeter?
Mhm.
And anyone listening,
It's
it's
the sweetest
like
win that I've watched in my 14
we
years.
talk, it's all about winning. And at the beginning of the season, we're already talking about the postseason the whole time. And sometimes that gets a little frustrating for me because even look at stats of Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, these big names. Look at they might have the most amount of minutes played or 3-point shots or whatever, Steph Curry, but look at how many they missed. They're also leading in that. So failure after failure is going to result in winning if you keep working hard and you keep your mind on the prize. So I just want, as we're going into a new year, for people to remember that, we started this having no idea where it would go. And we just kept going and stayed consistent and believing in ourselves. And that really is the number one thing. And I feel like that's what our team had this year.
You miss every shot you don't take. And
try. You never know what will happen unless you try.
I sure hope Miguel Vargas is listening. Man, White Sox, just listen.
you know what? Hey, here's the upside. They can only go up.
No,
he
that's
gets
not
a
true.
ring.
From
That's
there.
He
not
gets
true.
a ring.
And he got a ring.
They could have had more losses.
It feels unlikely that they will have as many next year as they had this year. So at least I'm going to put that
Maybe
out there for
Miguel
them.
Vargas will spark some fire in that team.
He got
Who
a World
knows?
Series ring, so can't cry too much.
Adam can always try to bring the negative, but I'm always going to find a way to spin it positive. So keep challenging me, Adam.
We really have a full battery here between you two.
Will
Negative
do.
end and positive end. Good to go.
So what should we start with? Favorite moments of the season? Because now I'm already thinking of like...
Okay, let's really
What?
quickly, we're just going to run through the top moments.
Okay.
Some of them are obvious, but
Okay.
I mean, there, every now and then there's like, maybe there's one other people haven't mentioned, but I mean, the easiest first one is like the Freddie Grand Slam, the Gibby, as it has been referred to. I mean, that's a given.
Yes.
That might as well have been the game ender right there. Like just that is it.
A moment we will be watching for the rest of our lives. And
Yeah.
everyone will remember where they were when they saw it. And we have a really epic memory of where we were and who we were with and that really fun night at Frank's house.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I like as much
Watching in his movie theater.
that place is legit.
Listen, when I was working here, I had to do house runs sometimes and never did I get to go inside. So that was a cool moment.
I have a fun friendship with Frank. I really enjoy it. It's he's a really good time when you get to hang out with him. So
He
I love his
is.
stories.
He is. And
They're the best.
he's really excited about this too.
I know. He has a very childlike excitement for a lot of things in life, and it's very inspiring to kind of watch
Absolutely.
him. Just take on new ventures and see what may. And so it's just
The man
I hope to
directed a
be like
magic
him.
show. I mean,
I know.
talk about
4 of
turning
them.
passions into work.
He loves magic. He's an amateur magician, and he's like, well, let's make that happen. And he's done 4 of them, and by the way, they're incredible. They're so
I saw
good.
one of them.
Yeah, I think
was
I've
very
seen
cool.
2 or 3, and they're just the best. But
So
Freddie's
Grand Slam.
Grand Slam honestly could have ended things, but the way it ended was also pretty incredible. Walker Buehler closing it out, and now it's even more bittersweet because that's the last time, at least for now, that he pitched as a Dodger. And what a way to hang up the towel with that team.
The image of him, walking out like that.
I'm gonna miss him.
I can't wait to talk to Oral about it and get his
I
take
really
on
want to know what he
it.
thinks because they're close. Like they have a close relationship, and
Mhm.
yeah, I'm curious to know what he thinks and how he feels about him not being on the team anymore. Because it's just,
I know.
I get it. We can't keep everybody. We can't have them all, and I'm excited for him, and I'm happy. He's going on this new adventure, and as much as I don't love to see people leave us. I do hope he plays well. I mean, he's on a 1-year contract, and obviously he's going to
Maybe we'll get him
try to
back
do
one
great
day.
so he can get a better contract, next year too, after that. But it's definitely bittersweet.
It
You kind of
is.
wish you could keep them all. And I think my prediction is I think he's going to be great next year.
I do too.
I think he's going to have an incredible season.
And we'll be cheering him on unless he's playing
us.
But
And then I'll ask for one bad game.
he definitely made his mark with the Dodgers and also
Indeed.
created a moment in Dodger history that none of us will ever forget.
Mm-hmm.
And that will never leave. So
No.
really cool for him. And I can't wait to just see him thrive.
Yeah. Indeed. What's next up on top?
Well,
Top
okay,
moments.
I'll save. I was going to say something, but
Top.
I'll wait.
We're doing postseason right now, I feel like.
I know. I just
So,
have thoughts and then they
What's
go away.
another postseason top moment? We can give like 5 or
You know what's
so.
interesting?
What?
We have a lot of players that have like really epic last moments before they get traded, like the Jason Hayward moment.
True.
Remember we were down 9-4 playing
Yeah.
the Rockies.
Yeah.
In the 9th inning,
I have that.
bases
written
loaded, and Jason Hayward hits a grand slam.
down. Mhm.
And then Teo hit a 3-run homer, and we won the game.
That was an.
And then he
epic
got
night.
traded the next day.
Just when you think that all you got to do is perform, never mind.
And he got traded,
You were really hurt on that one too, because you really love Jay Hay.
I did. I mean, I do.
Hey, but you know what? Same with Mickey Vargas. He
Mhm.
got a ring.
True.
And he got another ring.
True.
Actually, because he already
True.
had one.
That was one of my favorite moments for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's an in-season one, though.
Oh, are we only doing postseason?
We were going to finish postseason, and then
Oh,
we'll go
whoops.
to in-season. But I like
Okay.
the jumping around.
Postseason moments.
Postseason moments.
I mean,
Uh,
Tommy Edman,
Oh, gosh.
he was incredible.
Love it.
One of my personal favorite
Love.
moments, just because I really admire how our team was able to rise above the Padres and all their antics.
Yeah.
When Mookie hit that homer in the same spot after Profar was obnoxiously jumping up and down in front of the fans. When Mookie hit the homer but got it out.
Talk about karma, baby.
That was a moment that I was so happy and was like a meant to be moment.
And
Just
for 2
like-
seconds,
Just like
I
Freddie.
thought it was going to be the same result. And
I
I was
know.
like, no.
But it also was such a moment for Mookie.
It was.
And after all the crap he's heard about not performing in the postseason, he turned that around. And honestly, just Mookie Betts in general.
I think it was a difference maker.
And Freddie, because they both were talked about of not performing. So just their performances this year were so, so good and worthy of being mentioned.
I thought that moment was a difference maker for sure. Another Mookie
What
moment
about-
that I loved
What?
is him being like, F nah, bro. That Yankee fan was trying to pull the ball out of his glove.
My God.
And he's like, excuse me. Or excuse you, actually.
They should never be allowed back at any ballpark.
No,
Mm-mm.
they shouldn't. And I mean, they were, because they were back another night.
I don't
and
know if
hated that.
but you know what? I don't know if I even want to give that,
I know.
talk about it.
No, but the moment for me in that is
How
that
Mookie handled it?
How Mookie handled it, and how Mookie was like, "No, you will not."
Mhm.
It's the excuse you from Father of the Bride
Okay.
in that colonoscopy moment where
Okay.
he's like, "Excuse you, do I know you?" But I loved it. And he was like, "No." He wasn't going to have that. And I think that just added more fire for them to be like, okay, we're going to shut this down. So
Yamamoto shutting things down.
that guy was
Teo's grand slam. I know we didn't
his
win that game,
postseason. Oh,
but when Walker wasn't performing that well and he went back in the dugout and threw the jug of water or whatever, and then Teo came out and hit that grand slam, that seemed to be, from what the players talked about, a really a moment that turned things around for them. And I know we didn't win that game, but I think it really motivated them.
made a difference.
And they weren't going to lose the series.
No. And then the next game, well, we saw what happened.
The Hernandez brothers
The Hernandez bros
winning game 5 for us.
Essentially, the responsible parties for getting us past the Padres. Them two and Yamamoto. That's the three people that you're like.
The bullpen game?
Well, also, I guess Edmund, too.
Yeah.
technically. Well, no, he was NLCS, not
How many did we say? That's a lot.
what of postseason moments. Quite
Uh-huh.
a few. We can move on to
That
regular-
bullpen game was epic.
That bullpen game was like something else.
The dogs.
Once again, out of the storybook, the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Our boys. Oh, Adam just poured his second glass.
Wow,
of
that
champs.
is a very full glass.
You know what? He's not back
Do
there
we
talking.
get a refill? I could use a refill.
I'm real slow, so I'm a slow sipper. So, moving on to regular season moments. You gave us one.
Oh, I loved
That
it.
was so great. I think.
Oh, thanks.
I mean,
thank you.
One of the obvious. You guys are going to get to see his arm, his hand.
They've
maybe.
seen bits and pieces of
I'm
you.
off camera.
You sure?
That's good.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think one of the very first obvious ones is freaking Shohei creating his own club with 50. Not only just doing 40-40.
Should we start with Shohei?
I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he was the talk of the
Remember?
season. He was the talk of the season since the beginning, and he actually lived up and exceeded expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's incredibly hard.
Cheers to
do.
Shohei.
Cheers to Shohei again.
Uh-huh. And well, we haven't seen each other since he won the MVP, right? Have we? In person, at least.
Maybe not in person. Yeah, correct. So
Well, and our first time cheersing with these wine glasses was for the 50-50 or
was for
40
Shohei.
or 40-40. But,
Shohei's good luck all around.
you know, guys, you know that I love the players and the people before I love their talent. And getting to know Shohei this season was one of the coolest things.
Yeah.
To get to know his personality, to see who he is behind so much talent, to watch him every day, every game, and understand his work ethic and why he's a step above everyone else has been so cool. But I think the best part is to see how he interacted with our team. And I really think, as shitty as it was, that whole Ippei situation in Seoul, Korea, hey, remember we started this season in Korea?
Yeah.
Before
like a million
everybody
years ago.
else and played longer than everyone else. So that's, you know,
Weird.
that's a win.
We played the longest season of any team because we started before everyone else, and then the Padres stopped and we continued.
Yep. But I think watching our team show Shohei their support and really rally around him started this team coming together in a way that we haven't before.
Yeah.
And for him to really trust them and see that they have his back, and I think that allowed him to open up more and for us to get to know his personality.
Yeah.
And as we heard, to not be the sole player, to have so much pressure on, to know that there's other people that can pick him up, and also to see him show us another skill he has because he couldn't pitch this year.
Yeah. I was going to say the exact same thing, like watching him really come to life, I feel like, because I've watched him previous seasons when he's on the Angels, and he's always been an incredible player to watch and so much fun to go see live. I watched him pitch when he was down there in Anaheim, and to see him really blossom and bloom in a whole new way, and as you said, getting to know his personality and seeing like, wait, he's a fun and funny guy who like looks genuinely happy and excited, and he's not just like great and talented, but he like loves the game of baseball. And to have the group of guys where they seem like they're actual like friends and they enjoy being around one another, that to me has been one of the sweetest things. Is like, it's remarkable to watch what he has done on the field, but to see him in the dugout and to see him even during like press conferences and post-game stuff, and really watching him show a side of his personality that none of us have ever gotten to see before. It's just really sweet to see him really thriving and seem like he's enjoying being on the Dodgers, and how this team has brought that side out of him to where he feels comfortable to show that side. And I'm sure there's some obligations that he like has to say yes to because of being on the Dodgers, but it doesn't seem forced or like he's doing it out of obligation. It actually seems like he's having fun. And at the parade, we were there, and he like spoke a little bit in English. Was so much fun to see. It's like, oh yeah, like you can. But he chooses his moments wisely, and that was such a special moment that we all got to experience. And that's been one of my favorite things this season, is seeing seeing him really come alive in a whole new way, in many different ways.
I know.
Truly.
And we talk about him like not being human.
Yeah.
It almost is too good to be true. This player
Seriously,
with the
though.
most talent, arguably ever, plus plays with the childlike joy that he might, that like you look at little kids in Little League play with. And to reach these heights that he has, it really almost is a dream. Like we're watching this storybook career. It's so cool. And the fact that he's on our team, I love it.
Speaking of childlike, he's having a child.
Yes!
Yes, he's having a baby.
Congrats to Shohei and Mamiko.
That kid is going to be the most epic athlete of all time. Can we just go ahead and...
An Olympic
Adam,
champion
can you
mother.
go ahead and put money in Vegas down on that for me? Like his kid becomes like the greatest whatever they choose of all time between like Shohei as a father and Mamiko as a mom. Like jackpot.
If I could invest in people like I invested in stocks,
can we invest
I'd put
in
a
this
lot
kid?
of money in that kid. Yeah.
Oh, I like this.
He's having a baby girl.
Oh, okay. Well, she's the most like the next epic whatever.
Yep.
She chooses to be.
Can't wait to see. And we got to meet Decoy.
Decoy, the sweetest pupper ever, who also throws a really great strike.
I know. We'll get to that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I think definitely one of the like regular season like moments.
I mean, Shohei
really
hit 40-40 with a walk-off grand slam. There have been so many like movie moments this year, and that was just one of them.
Yeah.
And then his 50-50, he had a 10 RBI game, which like one of the best games played by any baseball player ever.
Yeah.
Hit 2 home runs?
Yes.
3?
No, 2, I think. I think 2.
2, and it ended up being 51-51.
Yeah. Which
Created the 50-50 club.
is the only guy ever in it, and maybe the only
Had
guy
one
ever
of
to
the
reach
best regular seasons of a baseball player ever.
And to add a fun fact, because I really like to do that, both of them were in Florida. Surprisingly. 40-40 and 50-50. One was in Miami and one was in Tampa.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He likes Florida, I guess. Visiting only.
I'm sorry to do this and bring down the
What are you going to do?
bring down the mood.
This is not what this episode's for.
I know. Year 2024 is ending. We did lose Ricky Henderson this year. Recently.
And Fernando Valenzuela.
Yeah,
Ricky more recently.
lost
Ricky was awesome.
good guys.
Just in case the listenership doesn't really know about Ricky Henderson was awesome. Like, he was like a top 10 player of all time. Awesome. So, just rest in peace, Ricky Henderson. That's all I have to say.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something mean.
I did too.
Ricky had
You've come to expect it.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about like 50-50 and stolen bases and everything. Like,
Yeah.
Ricky would have like 50 stolen bases like 2 months into the season. Like, Ricky was the best base stealer of all time. I'm not suggesting that Ricky
has
Ricky
the record,
is better.
right? No one's ever going to break his record.
No one's going to come close. Like,
season.
Ricky was so instinctual as a base stealer. He was really great as an outfielder. Like, he always got on base. Ricky Henderson was a great, great baseball player. And while we're talking about Shohei, who's also a great baseball player, I just wanted to mention Ricky Henderson. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, to finish out my spiel on Shohei, though, he also had that 5-for-5 game against the Rockies. That was an epic moment too. Like, it's just there's so many
home runs
to point to
that we're just watching. Like, where did it go?
Yeah.
And to watch our players in the dugout with their jaws dropped, Miguel Vargas's face is coming to mind. That reaction of him, and even the other teams, whoever we're playing, to just watch him hit a home run and the moon shots.
The sound, man. The sound when it happens.
It really is different. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing to watch. And I can't wait to see what happens this coming year while he's pitching too.
I know.
I can't wait.
I'm like, has he topped this season? I don't know, but he'll find a way, I'm sure. It's just what he does.
And we just have to remember, he had the most epic season
at half
while recovering from Tommy John surgery.
At half speed. That's his half speed. I will take it. Yeah, I'll take his half speed any day, truly. What's another one of your favorite regular season moments?
Teo at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, such a good one.
His grand
He thrived
slam.
there, truly.
He came to life at Yankee Stadium. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. He kind of thrived almost
really
the entire
did.
season.
I give him so much credit.
That was an epic
And
moment.
wait, guys,
We
Teo
got
is
Teo
back.
back.
Woo!
How did we
Okay,
forget to
we
say
need a
that?
cheers to Teo.
Oh my gosh, guys, we waited way too long.
Cheers to Teo coming back.
Teo, baby.
We were just waiting
Ugh.
and waiting and refresh.
That was the best
manifesting,
Christmas
wishing,
present.
hoping,
Any of
praying,
us.
all the things, and we did it.
Wishing
Teo is
and
back.
hoping
and
and praying
and
something
thinking
about your love. I butchered it, so there's no copyright infringement there because I totally didn't get it right. So it's fine. But yeah, God bless. We got Teo back.
We made it
3 years,
happen.
$66 million deal.
You broke the news.
He's not
to
going
me,
anywhere.
actually.
I did. I was so proud because I feel like I
I
never
was
know that stuff.
I was in the
advance.
car with my mom and my sister, and they thought
story.
that like I screamed so loud.
They thought someone died.
They really thought something bad happened. And like they don't know, they don't care. And then I was walking into dinner with all of my Mets family, and I'm like, "We're
yeah.
celebrating tonight," and they're like, "Why?" And then my cousins
You're
are
like,
like,
Teo!
"Yeah, I know you got Teo back." And they're like, "Why do Dodger fans like Teo so much?" And I'm like,
I'm sorry.
"Why
let me
do we?" Well, let's
pull up my
let's
highlight
tell you.
reel.
I'm like, his smile.
his
His presence on the team. He started the sunflower seeds tradition.
It's just so great.
Him cheering on everyone else. Him betting on himself.
Yeah.
Taking a smaller payday than he probably deserved to be a Dodger and
Yeah.
then prove himself.
But now he earned it.
He
And now
really
he earned
did.
it, and he got his bag, and we have him for the next 3 years, and I'm just so stoked. I really, he makes such a difference on this team, and
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't need to be one of the big three for his impact to be felt and seen. And I just am so stoked that he's back. And now we just need Kike. We got to keep the Hernandez brothers together.
There's
so
no way
get it
we're not
together.
getting Kike.
We got to get Kike.
There's no
back.
way. There's
So-
no way.
That's the one thing left on my wish list that they like have to get accomplished.
Once we got Teo, I had, such a relief on me,
Mhm.
but it will be completely gone once we get Kike.
I agree. Give me Kike back, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I really feel, and one of the reasons I love the Dodgers is because I do feel like they want to honor the fans. They want to give back to the fans as much as they can.
yeah.
And so I do feel like they listen to us. And can you think about their conversations of the fans are not they're gonna protest if we don't
Yeah.
get Kike back.
Well, think of being in Kike or Teo's shoes. And obviously Teo's deal is done now and Kike's isn't. But what it must be like to be in their shoes and know how beloved you are by a fan base
Mhm.
that, they desperately want you back. Like, that's gotta be such a cool
What do you think?
experience.
What do you think Teo was thinking when he saw our video talking about how much we wanted him back and he liked it?
I hope he feels incredibly honored by how much we just have deep love and respect for him, and think he genuinely makes such an impact and a difference on this team, and we love watching him every week.
What
I don't
would we
want
have
him to
done
be
without
anywhere
him?
else.
Truly, what would we have done this year without
we would not
Teo?
have won nearly as many games, and I don't know. If
I
you're in
want
the
a
postseason without
Teoscar
him.
Hernandez jersey, and we need a Teo
Hell
bobblehead.
yeah. Well, I already technically have a Hernandez jersey,
True.
so I'm just going to use it for both of them. Nick got me a Kike Hernandez jersey, so
Yeah.
it can be also Teo too, just sort of, kind of.
Well, you have to add his number.
It's true. We can add a patch with his number, and it'll represent both of them.
We need the Hernandez brothers back.
Yeah,
Together.
we do. So I like to think that that's really cool. That'd be something that I would want to ask them one. I'm gonna say
Teo,
one day
Teo,
when we do.
Since you know of the podcast.
Yeah. Well, one day
wait,
when
guys.
we interview you,
Yes.
because I'm gonna put it out there. I'm
Well,
gonna
I'm just
pull
saying,
a
Teo,
page from
we
Melissa's.
would love to talk to you.
Come on, you'll have a good time. I promise. We'll make a trade. I'll show you some cool movie memorabilia, and you come on our podcast. But
Mhm.
that's my that's my spiel every time. It's the only thing I have to offer, unfortunately.
The tour of the office,
Tour of the office, yeah, pretty much.
possibly
And
some
good-
swag of
And
like.
good baked goods between the both of us.
Oh.
Because we're both good cooks. So
I
we
think
got
that
this.
every player that we interview, I'm
get
gonna give
cookies?
them cookies.
You should.
Because I gave
Yeah.
Oral cookies and Miggy Rowe. So if you come on, I will make
Yeah.
you and customize cookies for you.
Yeah, you can't turn that down, guys. You
Okay,
can't turn that.
and
But I was gonna say
what?
is that that'd be one of the questions I would love to ask them one day when we speak to them. It's just, what is that feeling like to have a whole fan base and group of people who love you that much that they're like yelling at upper management to like re-sign you because you make that much of a difference to the team and to an organization that like we see your value. Like that's gotta, I'm curious to know what that means to them and like how did they like receive that and how does it impact them? Because I feel like it has to make such a huge difference.
Do you think that Teo understood how much the fans loved him before that moment at the World Series celebration where we wouldn't stop cheering for him and it brought him to tears?
I think that took it to a new level for him. I think that just solidified even more. I think he knew the fans loved him prior to that based on I feel like we always gave him a great response. And, if you look at social media at all, I think we all talk about how much we love Teo even prior to the World Series parade moment. But I think that just leveled it up. I think it took it to the next moment for him to be like, holy shit. Yeah. Like this is different. This is special. And he knew it was special. Before he even came to the team, he knew it was special. So I think that's probably just a full circle moment for him.
Yeah, and I think Dodger fans love players with an X factor. We love players that show their personality. And Teo brought so much to this team on top of his incredible performance.
Yeah. Yeah. And Dodger fans, we're loyal AF. I feel like we're kind of ride or die.
We absolutely are. And we're cheering them on even when they go to other teams, unless we're playing you.
We are. And that's
and also Dodger fans, let's give you a shout out because does any team travel as well as the Dodger fan base?
Period. No. Period.
It's amazing.
And we show up. I mean, talk about, once again, our fan favorites. Like, we went to the Kike Head Bobble Day. Kike Bobblehead Day. Words are hard. It's the end of the year, guys.
Yep.
That was a sold out stadium and within the first inning, which is kind of a hard thing to do with LA traffic. But I'll give him credit. Adam even noticed it. He was like, this is the fullest I've ever seen it this early. And I was like, people love Kike.
Yep.
And we were right. It was true.
Okay, so what's next?
So that was...
What are we on?
Actually,
regular
season. I have one more, and then if you have another one, we can move on to like just memorable things in 24 season. Doesn't have to necessarily be the regular season guys, but
let's see.
I really Roberts. Once again, this kind of goes back on my just like wanting to continue to shine a light on how great of a job Dave Roberts did managing this team this season. But that speech that he gave like mid-September that really turned the tide because we were in the midst of a losing streak at the time.
Yep.
And then he gave this speech and then we ended up coming back and like winning the Braves game and it kind of like turned the table. And I just love it. He said like his speech that was like the talent we have, the character we have, it's plenty to win the World Series. And I love that so much because it bleeds into one of my just like memorable things in 2024, which is the fact that our guys overcame so much. And I feel like a broken record. I've said it before. I will probably say it again. But our pitching staff this season has overcome so much. And so to have him give that speech that then propelled us to win the World Series, amongst other things, but just his belief in this team, and in turn, him believing in this team, helping them believe in themselves that like, no matter the obstacles, like we can still win this with what we've got and it's going to be okay. And if you think about it, I think Bueller may be the only one because I don't think he ever had an injury this season. He had obviously moments where he wasn't playing very well.
Mm-hmm.
But correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Buehler was like hurt at all. He played the whole season, right? He started with the season. But if you look at our starting rotation from the beginning of the year, yes, Yamamoto came back and played at the end, but he was out.
Yep.
He was hurt for a good chunk of the season. No other starter besides Buehler and like was either on the postseason roster or didn't have an injury for some time. Nobody. Bobby Miller went back down to the minors. Glasnow was hurt and injured.
Well, let's give Tyler Glasnow some love
Huge,
because he
huge
got us
love.
through the regular season.
He did, but my point is just like that is like our pitching staff between starters and relievers and just all the injuries to have them have overcome so much adversity on that front. Hands down, I got to commend them. That's like it's funny. It's weird to say like they're at the ESPYs every year. There's like biggest comeback winner. Part of me is like the pitching staff deserves the Dodgers pitching staff, in my opinion, deserves like the best comeback winner because even though like it doesn't really count because they didn't.
Well, I feel like that goes overlooked because of how talented our team is and that we have all these resources and we can pull minor leaguers up for like one game. And there was so many games where I'm like, who is this guy? And then we never saw him again.
Yeah.
So I feel like a comeback win is validated.
Like
but it does go overlooked a bit.
It does. Like surviving all those pitching injuries. That to me is one of the best moments of this season because that's what makes a great story. Like we do this when we tell stories. Like if you just watch someone be perfect, it's really not that interesting. I say that when I'm trying to get across to people who are making a doc about and they don't want to shine light on some of the lesser good things in their life. It's always this moment to remind them like, hey, people relate to imperfection because all of us are imperfect. No one has a perfect life or has never made a mistake. Like we all have stuff. Life is messy to begin with. And that's what makes a great story. That's having the drama, having the rise and the fall, having the comeback.
But also the willingness to share that.
Yeah.
I think our team is willing to share.
Yeah.
And even Buehler, to go off of what you've been saying, him being
His
open
honesty
about his ups and downs and kind of how he's working within himself to fix, like he didn't even understand why he's aiming to throw a pitch one way, but it's not going that way. And he's doing that in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So I really, really loved that about him this season and just how open he was. It really allowed me to understand a pitcher better.
Yeah.
And I really love when people are open. And I've even loved, sometimes it's hard to share things and having our listeners support and relate to us on certain things that we're talking about on the podcast and those conversations. It's just, everything is bigger than baseball.
Couldn't agree more.
Yep. So what's up next?
Well, what else you got? Okay,
I want to go back to Tyler Glass now because yes, we didn't have him in the postseason, but he's the reason was dominant. He was part of the reason we got to the postseason. He performed so well in the regular season, max innings he's ever pitched through a 14 strikeout game,
he matched
which matched
his previous strikeout.
He was incredible, and he was a really fun player to watch this season.
He was so fun. And that's the thing is like it's crazy to easily overlook like one of our best pitchers the entire season just because he wasn't in like the epic ending moments, but like he's part of the reason we were able to have those epic ending moments because
definitely
he helped us win so many games and he was so dominant.
Every player helped. Yeah. You know, Gavin Stone was such a big part of the regular season.
Huge.
There was a moment when I was watching the highlights that I started to tear up a little, and it was Kershaw's first game back with his entire family there.
Yeah.
And he was dominant. I think he had a 10 strikeout game or scoreless innings. And he performed really well in the beginning.
I know. It's like,
and it's really
fun
hard
to see him when he's playing.
It's really hard to watch him have these ups and downs.
Yeah.
He's had an incredible career. Yeah. And I hate that everyone only talks about now, when are you retiring? When are you retiring? Like, let the player decide.
Yeah. It's hard to knowing and having seen how talented and dominant and credible he has been for majority of his career. And other teams would still be lucky to have him even in the form he is now. Shut up.
I'm not not acknowledging it.
There's moments where it is like bittersweet and tough to watch him on this like back half of his career.
But then, yes.
He's given us so much and he's set the bar so high for
Yep.
himself and for others that I think it's hard to not still expect that level of
I
greatness
know.
out of him.
I know.
And that's not fair.
But I
It's not
also
fair to
like
him.
why I get the most annoyed with Adam and when it turns me into another
Yeah.
version of myself is because
You feel
I
real protective over.
I do. I
we
feel very
of him.
protective of Kershaw. He is the reason I started to love the Dodgers. But also, I just have so much respect for anyone who is willing to let the world watch them fail or succeed. Like, we've
Mhm.
seen him the best of the best.
Yeah.
And now he's a different version of himself. And we're watching players reinvent themselves
Yeah.
over and over again. And we're watching Kershaw. He's showed us the best. And he's not at that anymore. But
No.
he's having to reinvent himself in a different way.
Yeah.
And he has to allow us to watch him do that. And just for someone to know that that's happening. And
Mhm.
I just give him so much credit for that. I give Mookie so much credit for relearning or learning a new position
Yeah.
in front of the world.
Well, going back to
and
a
making
new
mistakes
position.
because that's the only way that Kershaw is gonna understand what pitcher he is now is by practicing and figuring it out. And he has no choice but to do that in front of everyone. The only way they're gonna really get to the top of that is
Mhm.
performing in a game.
Mhm.
So for Mookie to play shortstop and make mistakes, that's how they're going to get better. And to have the world watching is so much pressure. And I just give
Yeah.
them so much credit for that.
To do anything with the
So
whole world
stop
watching.
talking about my Kershaw.
Can I? Okay. First of all,
If
Be
you
nice.
say
Be nice.
wheelchair, I'm kicking you out.
who's going to run the camera? Who's going to run the audio?
I'll figure it out.
We've seen how that goes with when it's you and me.
You want to give me a challenge?
No, look.
She's like, I will.
I'm
try.
going to say it again. I've said it multiple times on this podcast. I love Clayton Kershaw. I love the way he goes about doing his business. I love the intensity. There are so many things that I love about Clayton Kershaw.
Period. End of comment.
Really
I
afraid
just
of
think
what's coming next.
It would be amazing. I think it would be amazing if he got rolled out onto
Don't
the
say
mound and he struck somebody out from a wheelchair next season. I think that would be great.
I don't think that's allowed.
Okay. Well,
I'm
It
ignoring
might
that,
be against the rules.
and we're moving on.
I just want to throw it out.
Might be against the rules.
And I'm going to take a deep breath so I don't
Ooh,
punch Adam in the
Sa.
face.
He could do the Henry Rodengartner underhand toss to strike out the batter.
I can't. That'd be funny though.
I can't wait to see a healthy Kershaw in 2025, and that's something I'm looking forward to for sure.
Me too.
I also hope to see a healthy Kershaw.
Because
in 2025.
here's what I would want.
Just one
Here's
point.
what I
Good.
would hope for him.
Good.
I'm not ready for his career to be over because I do love him and I still love watching him, but I want him to have a really great full season where he's healthy and he can go out on top when he so
Yep.
chooses to
Yep.
do that. Like,
Exactly.
I just want him to get to go out on good terms and like
His
rewrite
terms.
good terms, and like rewrite the narrative a little bit.
Yes.
Kind of like how Mookie and Freddie got this chance this October to rewrite their narrative and to shut down the haters and like reestablish like, dude, like we're still great.
Mhm.
I just want him to get to have that
I
opportunity.
really,
and it
really
might
think
look
he will.
different than him being game one starter. It's not going to be that now.
And he's okay with that.
And that's what I want. Like, I'm excited to see what that looks like for him. That's reestablishes like I'm still Kershaw.
Mm-hmm. But
And, like, maybe
think
that's
about
closing
it.
out something. Who knows? Like, I don't know what the future looks like for him as far as getting back to his a form of excellence that's just different than
But
previous.
do you think
here
that
for it.
like he's so in his own bubble that I don't know if he even realizes the Clayton Kershaw that we all know him as. I don't know if he has felt that until he got the applause and the standing ovation and the cheer from the fans that he was able to get for the first time after the parade.
Yeah, and he was
Not the
like,
first-
I didn't even do
And yes,
anything
he
this
gets that
time.
all the time when he breaks Dodger history and things like that. But to be able to celebrate a World Series championship and
It was super
do
special.
that in front of the fans and to have the parade, I think that, like our whole team going into this next season, he deserved that moment. And I'm so happy he had that, because I think it does give him a new perspective and just a sense of almost connection with the fans that maybe he didn't have before. So that's something I'm really excited about going into this next season, is that they all got to experience how much we love them.
Yeah. And I hope they never forget.
And how much we show up for them.
Yeah.
And put all our money into Dodger tickets.
That's true. We do spend a lot on that because they are not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
There are no White Sox tickets, that's for sure.
I know.
How cheap are those? I really wonder.
I don't know. What, are we done with the regular season
under
moments?
20, I think.
No, we're not.
Oh, wait. Did we even mention, how about Shohei, Mookie, Freddie going back to back
at a game we were at, by the way.
Well, it's funny that you bring it up. It's funny that you bring it up, actually, because my regular season moment was the Cubs winning 4 of 6 against the World Series champion Dodgers. That you guys lost for a majority of games in which you play the Cubs.
I'll trade that for a World
won.
Series ring.
Yeah, you are welcome to have that, and we get the ring. By all means, enjoy, have fun, take that serious.
Okay, well,
It's the same sentiment that I have for the Padres. You dominated us in the regular season, and you know what? You're welcome. You can have it during regular season. As long as I get it during postseason, we good.
They really earned their little brother name this season.
Deeply.
They really, really did.
They took it to a new level and then solidified it. They laminated.
They really did
that title,
and we rose above like we always do and always will.
Well,
we sort of rose above. We were a little snarky, but yes, we rose above.
Well, rose above, as we always do. You haven't in past seasons, but that's.
You know what? We
rose above in how we play.
2 out of 3 in the postseason against them. We have won. Okay.
We don't do all these antics that they do. We're not obnoxious to the fans.
No, we are not.
Okay, moving on.
What else we got?
I think that's a wrap on our regular season moments. I want to talk about the non-baseball moments that were my favorite.
I mean, one of mine.
We named a little bit, a few of them, and
well, one of them. I mean, it's a non-baseball moment, but it's also kind of baseball moment because it was in the game.
What?
But us being at the game, not too far from it happening. But Freddie falling into Mookie and hugging him is one of
we were right there.
I saw it happen in the flesh, and I just was like, I love these guys, and they clearly love each other. And he could barely just
Freddie hobbling around the bases and running home into Mookie. That was
Freddie,
one of my favorite moments.
Best.
Watching Miguel Rojas be a mentor to Mookie.
Yeah.
And like I said, having these players that are MVP players reinvent themselves, change positions, and practice and make errors and do that all in front of all of these fans. I just think that takes so much courage and putting your ego aside. And I just have so much respect for that. So that, to me, is one of my favorite things, because that really inspires me and that really motivates me. Yeah. And I'm sure people listening too. So those are some of my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think getting to watch, once again, kind of goes into just how much this fan base loves this team, and the fact that people got heat strokes waiting in line to get a Shohei Decoy bobblehead.
Decoy's first pitch? Have you seen anything like it?
Nope. And it added a new level of I knew we were diehard fans, but to see that, I was like, whoa, bro. And to add a whole another country new fan base to the mix just makes me really excited and so proud. I think that's one of my favorite things, is to have seen, the country of Japan had more viewers for postseason games than America had, and it's supposed to be like America's pastime, and yet they had more people watching at 9 a.m. than like we had at evening, which part of me is like, get it together, America. But also like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really incredible to see. Like, baseball is not dead. I love it. Baseball's
Who's
not
that
dead.
guy
It's
who's
not
saying
boring.
baseball's gonna be gone in 20 years? Yeah, no,
Go home.
it ain't.
It won't be if we have anything to do with it.
I know.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't watch baseball, so he has
Yeah.
no idea. So
True. Well, and also just
an ignorant
moments
response from him.
moments
whoever
when
he is.
players that have once been on our team who we loved come back. Like, that's always something I really
Yeah.
enjoy getting to see during the season, and just like the love we still have for these players, like the warm welcome. Other than Machado,
Well,
other
the
than him, I don't really
anticipation
know
for
many other players that when they come, we aren't super stoked to like see them again. I think for the most part, when any player who returns from being a Dodger, we're pretty gung ho to like have them there, and
Yeah.
we want to give them the standing ovation.
especially
and-
the anticipation for Justin Turner coming back.
Yeah.
That welcoming and that homecoming for him was definitely a moment from this season I loved. Even Corey Seager coming back and
I
showing
know.
so much love for the Dodgers organization, making him the player he is today.
Back there he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, love him.
Belly coming back
Mhm.
and striking out because
Ooh.
the umpire
Yeah.
like was ignoring that the fans are giving him a standing ovation. That
know.
was kind of
I know.
lame.
Well, and now it's crazy. Now Belly's on the Yankees, which I know we mentioned on the last episode, but like that's wild
know.
too in its own way.
But
what are-
Charlie Freeman just like living the best life
He
ever?
has the best life. As of right now, he has the best life. But once again, because we're putting stock in this kid, I think Shohei's kid might end up like bumping.
They might be playing
For,
each
like,
other
the
once.
best.
Oh wait, oh no, he's having. Well,
Who knows what the future holds?
I know.
Might look
I will
different.
say one of my favorite moments is seeing our fan base rally behind Freddie when his son was sick
Oh my gosh.
and his first game back and that standing
Talk about
ovation.
non-baseball moments. That one was like comeback player of the year in so many ways for him.
Mm-hmm.
And just the love that everyone has for him, and like seeing his emotion.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite things, is seeing a grown man not be afraid to let you see how he was feeling, and to showing like even the fear he had, and the just the scared emotions, the hopeful emotions when things took a turn, and then just the grateful moments for his
Mhm.
kid to be okay,
Alive.
and to see the fan base just rally around him and love him so much. Like, you wanted just to hug him.
Yeah.
And I'm just so happy that it ended up turning around for the better, but that was a really special moment.
It really was. He's such a great role model.
He's great to
And
have.
he's been, a guy and a player that has shown his emotion since the moment he signed with the Dodgers. And that's
Yeah.
just who he is.
Yeah.
And I love him so much. I love him as a person. I love him as a player. And
Mm-hmm.
to watch him have these epic moments in the postseason, like we've said a million times, there is no one more deserving. And I'm so happy for him. I'm so
too.
happy for his family, for his dad, for his wife, for his sons. I'm so happy that his son is recovering and is walking and will be back to himself. And to watch Charlie Freeman pump up the crowd
Did you
and
see
be
they
so
went to
excited in the
Disneyland the other day?
fans. They did. Just love the Freeman family. Hope to have Freddie on the podcast
Also-
one day. And Chelsea.
Also, Freddie, good job, dude. You had a glow up as an adult.
Oh my gosh.
Because
you see
there's
this?
a great meme where he looks like
Buzz.
Buzz from Home Alone. And the best line ever from that movie, which I will hands down, I use it all the time, but like, Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof.
Mine is, look what
Buzz-
you did,
Buzz,
you
your
little
girlfriend.
jerk.
You little jerk. Yeah, Buzz, your girlfgirlfriend. Woof.
And
Which,
she's like,
tiny tangent, the really great story behind that? Because
What?
they didn't want to put a picture of a real girl in there because they show the photo and
Yeah.
like make her feel bad because they're saying like, woof, like you're not cute.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually the director's son dressed up like a girl.
No way.
So that they would never offend anybody, which I was
I
like,
love
that is
that.
brilliant. I love that choice and that decision because you still get the funny joke, but without actually hurting someone's feeling, even if
That's a great idea.
none of us know. I was like, I'm here for that. And it is true. Freddie definitely looked a little bit like
He
Buzz.
did.
And I hope Buzz in that movie also had a glow up as an adult. I don't know, but Freddie definitely did.
That's one of my favorite
So.
movies of all time.
Oh, me too. I've probably watched it 4 times already.
I love it
this
so much.
holiday season, and the second one's also fantastic. I love Lost in New York as well.
You know,
They're
I never
both
watched that,
so
but
great.
maybe I
You
will.
need to. You should before. Well, not before the year's out, but before holiday time ish ends. But yeah.
Other favorite non-baseball moments?
I mean, can I loop in stuff with this podcast? Because for me,
We can move on.
There's
to
so many-
podcast memorable stuff.
there's so many moments in that.
Wait,
that's like,
wait. What's your favorite game that we went to?
Oh God. I was gonna say one, but then I was like, but that can I have 2?
Yeah.
Okay. One was the game that we went to with Nick and Adam, and it was against the Cubs, and we sat with Miley for a little bit.
Yes.
And then we sat up there at our
We got all the
seats that
homers.
Sean gave us. We had all those homers. It was great to like antagonize him and win, and it was just such a fun game. But also shout out Eddie. The seats he gave us going to game 1 of the NLCS against the Mets was pretty freaking epic. Like,
Yep.
best seats I've ever sat in. Such an incredible game as a Dodger fan to be at. Like, Flaherty was pitching lights out. We won in epic fashion. Like, it
was a blowout.
was a blowout, but that felt pretty epic in that moment to me. I was like, this is
Mhm.
this
well,
is-
you know, those
this
are
is how
my
it can
favorite kind of
go.
games when
Yeah,
our
they're-
team just scores a lot and the
they're
other team
so
scores
less
nothing.
stressful, and I love a low stress game.
But also
so
our experience
And
outside of the
hanging out with his
game,
cousins,
meeting his cousins, meeting other fans, wearing
talking to
the
so
sequin
many
dress
people
and the sweatshirt,
about
and
our outfits in the bathroom.
the conversations it started, handing out our cards about the
Yeah.
podcast to people. It was really cool this season to be going to games and having this experience as a fan, but also talking about it on a podcast. You know, that has been different for us and in the coolest way.
Yeah.
Like, I have so much to say, but it also kind of leaves me a little speechless.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite games?
Definitely that Mets game.
Yeah.
That was epic.
Yeah.
So epic. I wasn't with you, but I was at the game that we
I
clinched
know which game you're talking
for
about.
the Padres, and I stayed the entire time and watched their locker room celebration.
Yeah.
I went to a really
That
fun
was the game
with-
that was like back and forth.
when Freddie
stressful.
actually hurt his ankle
Mm-hmm.
running
To
to first base. Yeah, that game, that was really fun, except for it took an hour and a half to get out of the parking lot.
Yeah, that part's never
I
fun.
went to an epic game with my sister and Alex Weiser.
Yeah.
Remember that game? And my
Yeah, I
sister
do.
made me the Talk Dodgers to Me shirt.
Yeah.
That was a really fun game. I think it was like a Will Smith walk-off home run game, and it was my sister's birthday.
Yeah.
That was
No, I
really
remember that
fun.
game. I was watching it with Nick at home, and it was so back and forth and just like, I was like, what is happening?
It was. It
And
really
so-
was, but it was so exciting.
And I thought about it. I thought about you because I knew you were at that game, and I was like, she better not leave early because I know sometimes you won't stay the whole time. And that is not that game. You can't. You had to stay till the bitter end because it was just
taking my mom to
nonstop.
her first Dodger game, that was really
Aw.
cool. Even just like my mom's excitement for baseball this season, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, listening to her talk about it when I was home. She started listening to The Fan to get into baseball, to talk to me about baseball.
I love that. Well, I loved the episodes that we did when our moms were here. That was so much fun.
My sister naming the Dodger teams and the Dodger
Look,
players.
the Florida 69ers, I'll never let her live it down. That's
Even now, like, she can't name many more.
the best. The Florida 69ers, who, hey, some rich person, wherever you are, next team, I don't care what sport, Make it in Florida and name them the 69ers.
I know it wasn't a game,
Please
but
be.
being at the Dodgers celebration, thank you to Madison for
Yeah, seriously.
inviting us to
And
go with
Eddie,
her.
because he got the guys.
Yes. Thank you to Eddie for like a million reasons.
Yeah, Eddie, we
and
love
also
you
connecting
in
with
so many
Legends
levels.
Attic.
Yeah.
And now, like, they're such good friends of ours.
Yeah.
We have
I'm
been
sorry.
there.
Getting to meet Oral and considering Oral
Guys,
a friend now.
Oral
and having,
is like our best friend.
having jokes with Oral?
Oral?
Didn't
Telling
have that
us
on my
jokes?
bingo card for 2024. I'm not going to lie. I really didn't have it on my bingo card that I'd be swapping, jokes with Oral over lunch, over steaks.
Yeah, that was amazing. I remember just sitting there at one moment being like, this is my life?
Mm-hmm. The jokes were so good, I wrote them down in my phone to not forget, okay? That's where we are.
How about being at the Dodgers World Series celebration and having people be like, are you the girls from Talk Dodgers to me?
Being noticed
That
and
was like
recognized
an
was a
out-of-body
whole
experience. And
different
even Adam
level.
being like, hey, like, they're trying to talk to you. And we're like, we don't even know what's
I was
happening.
like, what? Wait, me?
Just
No.
oblivious to it.
Can't be me. You must be talking about that other person.
The fact that people wanted to come and like take a
Yeah.
picture or tell us how much they love the podcast. I mean,
Yeah.
when anyone starts anything
Yeah.
new or has the guts to start something of their own,
Yeah.
the only thing we're hoping is that it resonates with people. So the fact that it has, and the fact that we have built friendships with some of the fans and gone to games with them, have met them, that they're buying our bags and are proud to wear them and are telling their friends about the podcast, that they're excited to listen each week and they can't wait for Thursdays. And even to watch, like, from episode 1, the numbers grow. And then, like, when we start getting into, like, the 20s, that people are listening to it the moment it comes out.
I love it. Well, and thanks
It's
to
so
Liz,
cool.
like, we have bags. Like,
Yes.
just the connections.
Meeting Liz this year.
made them along the way of people who get it has
Mhm.
been, I mean, it goes into what you were just talking about, or, meeting with fans and hearing that it resonates because they're like, me too. Like, I just said the same thing. I just had that conversation with a friend. It just feels really special to know, like, we're not just talking in a void or to a void. Like,
Mhm.
we're having a conversation with people just like us
Mhm.
that are saying the same things and having the same conversations. And it's cool to have that camaraderie with others and to have, met people like Liz who just love the Dodgers
Mhm.
and is doing something around that because it's inspiring to them and they want to build that up. And I mean,
Yep.
I love my mug. I use it all the time.
Me too, every day.
By the way. And then like just so many.
Yep. To
great-
meet Jacqueline, who's
Yeah, I was
become a
gonna say
good friend,
Jacqueline.
and those epic outfits that were such a turning
Guys,
point
she has a
for
really
the podcast.
Outfit vibes. I love it.
Yeah. Love Soul Boutique. Love
She's-
Jacqueline.
Go buy her stuff.
Even
She's
to
very
just
talented.
meet people that
She's badass and she's gonna do
start
big things.
businesses based on their passion for the Dodgers and their love for the Dodgers. Like Tommy from La Sorteds.
Yeah.
Can't wait to go there with you.
I know. I got to go meet this dude making great pizza, apparently. So, and just the story behind it all.
Mhm.
Like, that was such a cool thing to get to learn about. And
I truly wrote down when we first started this guests I wanted to have on.
yeah.
And in my top 5 were Oral Hershiser, Alana
Mhm.
Rizzo, David Vasse. Check, check, and check.
I love that.
So
I
to
mean,
see what we've done with season 1,
Well, I was going to
guys,
say.
I cannot
just-
wait to see what is going to happen in season 2.
Me too. Well, and even just like shout out to everyone that we either met and or talked to or came on this season as a guest. Like, we cannot thank you enough. You meant so much, and it truly warms our hearts to know that you would take the time out of your day
Yes.
to come and have a conversation with us around baseball, whether you're like the most diehard fan or just a regular fan who maybe doesn't consume it nearly as deeply as we do. Like, from literally meeting Kayla and Molly,
Yes.
like having some of the wives on here, and
That was amazing. The
Oh,
fact that the fact that anyone even responded and said yes.
Yeah.
And came on, and that means so much to us.
Yeah.
That was such a great episode
was
with Molly and
such
Kayla.
a
I loved
fun
meeting them.
conversation, and to like getting to just hear a different perspective of the game and of the guy is like, what a cool inside scoop that you just don't regularly get. And loved that. Loved getting
And
to
to
meet
even
Sean.
watch them thrive.
Yeah.
You know, Kayla and Molly,
Mhm.
both of them are doing really cool things.
Yeah.
Yes. And to meet
And
Sean.
to meet Sean, who's like got the coolest job.
Loved him.
You know, just gets to go to the stadium almost every day and be on the field. Like, we love that. Jessica. We love just
I
getting
still have
to
my
meet
ball
Sean,
from him.
getting to have Ron on,
Yes.
who we love and adore. And I literally talk to him
Guys,
about baseball
our-
like every other day.
And that's what I did every day I worked here.
Yeah.
Talk baseball with him. The fact that our first guest is an Oscar-nominated director of some of our favorite baseball movies is pretty epic.
Not too shabby.
We had our first active Dodger player on. Thank you, Miggy Rowe.
Yeah. Melissa got to meet Miggy, guys. That, I mean, mic drop right there.
That was really, really cool.
You know, I mean, and we had other guests, like we had LA on, who
Loved
getting to meet her.
her.
And it's just fun seeing other women who love sports and getting to have conversations about that, and then see all the cool things that they're doing around the things that they love and getting the word out there. And so she's awesome.
Actually, as we're going into a new year, if anyone wants to get themselves back into a workout game, I really am going to join Dare to Be Active.
Guys, Dare to Be Active is awesome. They have new stuff coming out all the time. I literally just this morning was hanging out with my friend Joyce, who is one of the trainers on there. They're all physical therapists. There's 4 of them. Strength training, post-prenatal, yoga, Pilates. They all have a different focus. They're all incredibly talented. They are not annoying, which is very nice, because I'm not going to name names, but there are plenty of workout apps out there where I want to strangle the person trying to tell me what to do, because they're too like hippity yippity flowery, like,
I know.
You can, like, you're going to be so great. And I just want to tell them to shut up and like, just tell me what I need to do. The only encouragement you can do is like, good job. That's it.
But
And
also
that's
the
just
fact that
me.
it's like backed by doctors.
It's backed
and they're
by
all physical
actual doctors
therapists.
who know what they're doing, who know,
So
like,
you can feel
how to help
comfortable,
you
because sometimes I get
better.
nervous doing things from home because I feel like I'm not doing the moves right, or I'm gonna hurt myself in a
proper
way.
form, or am I gonna actually make something worse or not? So it's tried and true. I've been doing it for like 2 years, actually more than that. The app for at least 2 years, but I've been doing LA's workouts since like 2020 when pandemic happened, and they were on YouTube. I think they still are, so you can give them a try. But New Year's resolution time, it's like the height of workout apps. Go get DTBA, because it's
Adam, why are
legit.
you huffing
And they're
and puffing
great
back
ladies.
there?
So
Why are you huffing and puffing back
I'd like
there?
to thank the fans that came on. I'd like to thank Miley. I'd like to thank Will.
we
I'd
love
like to
Miley,
thank Sonia.
by the way.
I'd like to thank Jose and Brian.
Moy and Jr.
And Joy
Moy and
and
Jr.
Moy and
Jose.
Jr. Yeah, I
Did
said
you say
Jose.
that?
Yeah. I just think, the podcast is about the fan perspective, and having them on
Really is about
is really
fans.
important, and really speaks a lot to what this podcast is all about, and creating a community around baseball, and just how important it is in all of our lives. So I thank all of them and all of the listenership for just supporting us in every way that they have.
And
Seriously.
also just, I think we've said this before, but including the fans in the podcast is something we really want to continue to do more of. So keep sharing your stories with us. We'll keep
reaching out.
bringing you in for the fan episodes. We are you. You are us. We're all Dodger fans. So to get to shine a light on other Dodger fans is a purpose of this podcast. And we're so glad that you are willing to come on and talk to us.
Yeah. And we want to meet you. We want to meet more of you.
I think
We're
a goal
we're literally
for,
just like y'all. So.
a goal for 2025 is definitely to have events and host events and meet more of you.
Yeah.
That's really something I want to do
more. And if we be
of.
so lucky, I feel like a live event, like podcast event could be really fun. You and me talking with an audience. Can't go back and do any edits. Not that we really do a lot of
That's
edits to
okay.
begin with, but I think that would be really, really exciting and really cool to get to meet people in the flesh and do an episode where we talk.
I would
about
love
it.
that.
Cool.
Shout out to all of the guests.
Literally everyone, and I'm so
Everyone.
sorry if we miss one of your names. Not intentional.
My
you
friend
will-
Zach Parker was the first time I did an episode without you.
Yeah.
My friend Matt Barr has been one of my good friends for over 10 years, and to have him on the podcast, Rangers fan, but also, you know, lives in LA, Dodger fan. That was really cool and so much fun for us.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for me, you know, massive, huge shout out to Eddie. I mean, I think I feel like we owe him so much just for everything he's done for us on this podcast and like his belief in us, but getting just getting to meet him and have conversation with him. And he is the epitome of a fan, and like he has created something that he loves and turned it into a business, just like, you know, we're doing. And I am just so grateful for his, you know, friendship that has grown out of this, and excited to see what the future holds there.
For him doing an episode with us,
thank you to him.
He's truly been a highlight of this year. He's one of the most genuine, loving,
such a good,
caring people I've ever met, and to even meet his whole family.
Yeah, and Christian
Legends
and like,
Attic is Eddie's family, and Eddie went from Dodger fan to being Oral's one of his best friends and business partners, and to watch their friendship and all that they're doing, and just how they run Legends Attic. It's family, and it's been so nice for us. Yeah. And for them to invite us in and to give us so many opportunities has truly been really a dream come true.
It really has. Well, and the intention behind it too, and how, like, what they do and how they do it. Like,
their whole team. You know, Christian, Dave, who we love, Mike, Fiona, Drea, everybody there. They're awesome, and we love them all. I want to give a shout out to Katie Firestone for reaching out to come on the podcast.
And everything she's doing.
Yes, and even just the doors that opened and opened my eyes to. You know, she introduced me to the world of women's baseball more than I had ever known about. And she introduced me to Jean Fruth, who directed See Her, Be Her, which was so inspiring. And to have them both come on the podcast were amazing episodes, and so proud to have them on our podcast and to do more with women in sports and women's baseball. One of the first people I reached out to was Alana Rizzo, and that was such a moment for me that I really believed that this was going to work just when she responded. Yeah. And I appreciate her so much for coming on, for teaching me so much, not just in that interview, but over the years. I've admired her for so long. So I thank her for coming on so early on in the season. And
last but not least, my fiance husband, as we call him for the moment, till the end of April, Mr. Nick Wondolowski, who, thanks, babe. Appreciate you coming on.
That was fun.
Yeah. It's, you know.
And what are you excited for this season?
Gosh. Well, this coming season, I mean, just putting it out there, I'm hoping, but
run it back.
Well, yeah, a definite run it back. Like, let's do this again with the same outcome. Doesn't have to necessarily be the same way we get there. Ideally, less pitching injuries. But would love to run it back. And I would really, really love to go to Japan for the Cubs Dodgers series that opens it all.
Yes.
I think that would be
somehow
a pretty epic way to start.
I don't know how.
Same. But no clue how that's going to happen.
We're going to get there.
But if anyone listening knows how, we're all ears. Otherwise, we're going to work on figuring it out, because it's what we do. But yeah, that's something where I'm like, maybe wishful thinking, but I'm putting it out there. Something about throwing it in the universe, right?
Having more Dodger players on this year. Having more Dodger wives on this year.
Yes.
Shout out to Ashley Kelly for getting a Porsche from Shohei this year. That was another non-baseball memorable moment.
It was.
And I'm wondering, is Shohei going to get Dave Roberts a car?
I know. I know. He has a baby to pay for now, but I think he's going to be okay.
I think he's going to
be just fine.
But as we go into a new year.
What are you excited about for next year, other than getting to interview more people and
Shohei
players?
pitching?
Oh my God, Shohei pitching.
Blake Snell on the team.
Getting to see, how Blake Snell gels.
I'm excited just about some of the guys coming back and just, a lot is changing within our team, but a lot is staying the same, and I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
You know, I loved this team this year, and to have so many of them back again, I'm really excited for that.
Do we think we're going to get Roki? Because I don't feel we're done yet on
Is it weird that
pitchers.
I'm more focused on Kike than Roki?
No, I get it. We have a pre-existing relationship with one of them.
Yeah.
But
I said in the beginning of the season, I'm like, listen, I know Shohei is this talented guy, but I don't know him yet. So,
you know, you have
I
to.
love him now
We
because
have
I know
to.
him. Kind of, you know.
We have to learn
know him through
we have
the
to,
TV.
to get to know you. You know, we're not just gonna give you. We're not a Hallmark movie here. We don't meet you in one day and decide we're gonna marry you. We gotta get to know you. You know, we gotta actually like spend some time.
Exactly.
Excuse me. Whoa,
Develop the
hold on,
relationship.
hold on. No.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What?
Yeah.
Hallmark movies, always. It's the girl goes back to the hometown where
Sometimes
she
it's the
rekindles
guy,
a
but
love
mostly.
relationship.
She leaves the
with
big
a
city.
former
No.
middle
Takes
schooler.
over
It is
the home
not.
business.
And then there is a gazebo.
It is not
There
a
has to be a
rekindling.
Falls
gazebo.
back in love with her ex-boyfriend from high school. They kiss at the
Everyone
end,
stop.
and it's a happy ending.
Everyone stop it.
And I love it.
I have watched a lot of Hallmark movies.
I think my
okay?
mom only gets the Hallmark channel.
You know, that's incredible. No, okay, look, listen up here. They are not all rekindling. Some of them they go on assignment to a place for work or whatever it may be, and then they fall in love with this person that shows them the meaning of life and Christmas, and they just met them 3 hours ago, and they're going to give up their entire lives to go and marry them and spend this life. Like, hella unrealistic, but very fun to watch.
As long as they get married at gazebo,
so
I'm in.
cheesy in the best way, and we love it, we accept it. But we are not a Hallmark movie. We need to develop a relationship with you and spend some time with you, and then you have our love for life. It's how we do. So
Shohei proved himself to me
earned
more
every
with
bit
his
of it.
personality,
Yeah.
and then the talent just was like
Yeah.
the icing on top.
no, look, he earned every bit of our love. But I think Roki's
We
gonna
don't know
either
Roki.
go to. I think he's going to either go to the Padres or us. I think it's going to be one of the two. So we'll see where he lands. But I don't feel, whether it's him or not, I don't feel we're done yet as far as like pitchers go. I mean, I'm hoping is Gonsolin coming back next year? I hope.
I think so.
But like, you know, is it going to be hell?
Is Gavin Lux coming back?
I know, guys. What's going to happen to Gavin Lux? Like, what's happening there?
I don't know.
Also, you know, who knows where Flaherty is? He's a free agent. I don't feel like
think-
we're getting him back, but I'm curious to see where he lands. So, you know, there's a lot of like still unknowns to come, but I'm excited to see what this next season holds, and I'm excited to see how it tops this season in ways. Because there's going to be stuff that we can't expect yet or we can't anticipate that I think is going to blow us away.
Oh, I can't wait to see what it is.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Do you have any like mantras or something going into 2025?
Just keep swimming is going to be my 2025 mantra.
I like that.
There's a lot of good, exciting things happening come 2025. But I'm also like, oh my God, there's a lot to do in 2025. And so I think with that, my mantra is like, just keep swimming. Just keep your head above water and you got this. Between, you know, wanting to see this continue to grow and succeed and thrive, and between my day job, we have a lot of docs happening right now, which is great. It's a good thing. No complaints, and a lot in development. So it's, you know, wanting to continue to see that grow, trying to finish planning a wedding and have a wedding, and you know, so there's a lot of really good things for the future. There's some medical stuff that I need to tackle this year as well. So, you know, not all perfect and wonderful, but still some things to get done. So because of that, looking at it, trying to not get too overwhelmed, if I'm being honest. It's an exciting year and I'm stoked about it. It's also going to be my Jesus year. I'm going to be turning 33.
Okay.
So, you know, just
We've already decided that we're having our Jesus birthday.
We're going to have our Jesus birthday.
Yeah.
That's going to be the theme in the kitchen is our Jesus.
In case the listenership doesn't know, Allie and I were born a day apart. So
Same
we
year.
Share.
Do you know that my LA anniversary is one day after Adam's birthday?
Wow.
So 25, 26, 27?
Uh-huh.
We
Look at that, guys.
we celebrate our birthday together in the office.
Yeah,
and this
we do.
year we're gonna do it.
And
Jesus.
they
So it'll
always
be a
do, they always
Jesus
do a
theme?
theme in the kitchen. They like decorate the kitchen as a theme.
Which is how
and
our
our knowledge of like, wait,
being
you too?
baseball fans
You
started.
too?
Yeah.
Exactly. So this year we should have them decorate it with like Jesus themed things because that's funny AF. Yeah. So lots of exciting things ahead, and so yeah, that's my mantra. Just keep swimming. What about
Yeah.
you? What is your mantra
Well,
this year?
I tend to think of things like baseball. And so,
One game at a time.
yeah, honestly, you know, have patience, focus on yourself,
Yeah.
and go after your dreams, really.
Yeah.
I will say on one thing you said, really don't put off doctor's appointments, guys.
Don't do that.
You have no idea. I've unfortunately lost a lot of family members, and simply going to a doctor's appointment and getting a blood test can be the answer to a lot of things. So make sure you're putting yourself first. One of Nana's sayings was take care of number one. And she'd put that at the bottom of every card she would write. And that's, you have to come first. You know, you put your oxygen mask on first before anybody else. And going into 2025, I want to ask you all to reflect on this past year and look forward into this coming year and ask yourselves, what is your World Series?
Aww.
You know,
I love
think
that
about,
question.
you know, the World Series is a dream for baseball players. So what is yours? What does that mean to you? What is one thing you can do every day to go towards it? I think a lot of times we think of these big dreams and it's so overwhelming that sometimes it paralyzes us into what we can even do to make it happen. So what is one step you can take? What is one thing you can do tomorrow and then the next day to just move towards it? And if you start to think of it in that way, it can really happen sooner than you think. I mean, look at this podcast, guys. This is my third business I'm starting. I've learned from my mistakes, but I'm continuing to try. And I think this past year for me has been one of the best years, but also I've been in a serious amount of pain and sadness. And to put your all into something and to be doing something you're so passionate about, to me, I'm constantly chasing happiness and what happiness means to me. So we have to constantly check in with ourselves and understand where we're at, honor our needs, honor our wants, honor our passions, because what we want is to be happy. So what does that mean to you? So I would just ask you guys to kind of answer those questions amongst yourselves and put your best foot forward for 2025 and really make what you want happen come true, because you really can if you put your mind to it and you work hard enough.
Yeah. I'd like to win an Emmy and have dinner with Stanley Tucci and his wife Felicity and Joe Kelly and Ashley.
Amazing.
You know, those are some random desires for the next year, but and to really see this thrive. And to what you said about like don't neglect your health. Like guys, you are, you know, not to get on a soapbox, but like you are your best advocate. And sure, you maybe don't have a medical degree, but standing up for yourself is so hugely important. And not just accepting one person's answer about something. Like if you know something's like not right, like keep digging, keep searching, go to different people.
Trust your gut. Listen to your gut.
Yeah, your gut's not lying on so many levels. And so just really urge, as most people do go into new year trying to like want to make healthier, better choices, like go ask for all the blood tests, not just the generic ones that they want to give you. Like go ask for the whole panel because it tells a whole story. And so just, that's take care of yourselves.
Yeah. Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. No excuses.
Tomorrow's not guaranteed.
If you want something, you can make it happen.
Yeah.
In some way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go after dreams that are so realistic to you.
Yeah.
There are ways that you can create happiness in your life if it doesn't exist already. And if you need a boost of motivation, message me.
Yeah. And don't forget to be present in each day too. Like just because you're excited for things in the future, don't forget to also live in the moment that you're in because tomorrow is not guaranteed. And
Yeah.
try to find the joy in where you are in that moment while also looking forward to the future with hope and anticipation for what is to come.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers. There's our motivational speech to both the Dodgers for the next season, and to all of you listening, and to ourselves. And we just really love you guys, and we hope you had, because you'll be listening to this after the fact, but we hope you had such a wonderful New Year celebration, and that you're going to be listening to this on Thursday, so it's going to be the 2nd, and we just hope that your New Year has started out really great. And
if it hasn't, then make it better.
Yes. And I'm a testament to that, because this current year we are in, 2024, my January started out real bad. Y'all, January 4th, I was in the ER because I had busted my eyebrow open and had to have it glued together. So didn't start out my year great, but it really turned itself around on so many levels and in so many ways. And I can say that it's definitely been one of my better years, and I am very, very grateful for that. So just because it could start out bad doesn't mean it has to be that whole way. So make good choices.
You sound like my mom now.
You're all welcome.
And we can't wait to come back for season 2. Yeah. It's going to be better than ever. Mm-hmm. And you are our motivation for it. Yeah. And we're already working hard to make some really cool things happen. So stay tuned. And we can't wait.
Appreciate you listening to this extra special longer episode than
I
usual.
Hope you don't mind that it's this long, but we just couldn't stop talking.
Guys, there was too many good things.
We're going to take about a 1-month break. Yeah. Unless something really cool happens, like the Joe Kelly event.
Yeah, there's a chance things could pivot.
We're trying. I haven't been as active on our social media and stuff. I've been really trying to take care of myself and enjoy the holidays and be present with my family. So I do feel that it was a little bit of a break for me. But we are going to take a little bit of a break just to come back season 2 with a bang.
Yeah. Plus, I'm gone for like half of January to begin with. Not that Melissa can't manage without me. She does wonderful. But we'll
still be posting and still be active on the socials. But maybe you just re-listen to some of your favorite episodes from season 1. Yeah, go re-listen to Shohei's episode. It's a great one. Go listen to our first episode and then listen to our last and see how much better we got.
Yeah, guys, definite improvement.
We went from like this to...
Also, I like to think and say that our usage of filler words has made an improvement.
I hope so.
I think so. Yours definitely has. Me, I'm like maybe halfsy, but it feels better than it has.
I still watch myself and cringe a little, but
every time.
I really do try and get better each week.
Guys, that, by the way, if you've ever been curious, that never changes. The listening to yourself back again, and just hearing your own voice already is tough to hear, but to re-listen to something and try to give, it's just it's an awkward experience, and I think it always will be.
I'll watch the episode and I'll be like, oh my god, my outfit is horrible, and Adam's like, oh, it's fine, you look great. And I'm like, it's fine, a new episode will be out next week, I only have to deal with it for like 1 week.
Oh god, see, I'm the worst with just like, oh god, why did I say that like that, or why did I ramble that way, or why am I don't know, there's always something. I'm like, ugh. But
I like to focus on you can just keep getting better, and you focus on getting better instead of just being so hard on yourself. So
I know,
let's just
so much easier
to spin it positive,
do the opposite,
and win it again in 2025.
Let's run it back.
Any last words, Adam?
I need another bottle of champagne.
Guys, he finished the whole bottle. Finished. Finito.
Okay. Well,
anyway,
go Dodgers.
Love you guys. Go Dodgers.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year. Let's do another cheers.
I'm empty.
And a little